give you an idea, this is the guy's house. I just did a little Google Street View and took a screenshot of it, but you can see it's pretty unassuming. There's a few little things laying out there. It's got a little C10 truck, some tires, Connex box. There was like an engine hoist and some welding stuff underneath that little garage roof. So I went there to talk about the truck and ended up going through all his buildings and buying a bunch of stuff. Let's see what I got. Alright, so I wasn't able to record while I picked this guy, but there's been this guy I've wanted to pick for quite a while. It didn't look like he had a ton of stuff, but there was enough out in his front yard that made me want to stop. So you don't know if anything's for sale until you ask. And it's always a little sketchy to go knock on a door, I feel like, but in this case it paid off great. You can't win if you don't play. So I went knocking on the guy's door and we started talking about his little C10, and then his price on that was super high, so we moved on to all his outbuildings, and it turns out he had a ton of stuff. And some prices were really high, other prices were like super cheap, and some of it was free. So like this dash out of like a 90s Chevy truck was $10, and it may not be worth too much yet, but those are coming up. But it came with tons of wiring harness stuff. It came with all the little trinkets and whatnot. That bag's full of that truck's little interior parts. That steering wheel is kick butt, $100. There's not even one crack in that Impala steering wheel. So that was a super good buy. I think he gave me those gauge clusters. He sold me that bezel, the square body, for like $10, I think. That one's actually pretty nice with like that stainless plate. I think these visors were free. Probably not worth anything. He claims that's a Mustang taillight. I don't know until I run the numbers, but that was like, but with that and those 3 hubcaps, I think that was 20 or 50, I don't recall. These Camaro rims were 25 each. They're in decent shape. Those 4x hubcaps, I think I got those for like 10 or 20. Center console in that same truck where the dash came from, 20. Edelbrock Performer intake, and Edelbrock 1406 4-barrel. I think that's a 650. That was 125. So these door panels were free. Which, well, how can I turn that down? 4 rally wheels, 5 lug, $100, and it has tires. Now some of them obviously are not roadworthy, but for rollers, I think they all hold air, so can't beat that. And I got 2 tailgates and got both for $75 each. So overall, I spent $650. Obviously, I'll be able to resell that for a lot more than that. So just go out, ask people. If you see something you like, just ask them if they want to sell it. So, did I make a week's worth of wages off of this one pick? I understand that 1 week's of wages, there's a lot more to that than just going out and buying stuff, because now I have to process it all, right? I get all that. I'm just saying, is there enough money, enough earnings from these parts to make up a week's worth of wages? There's nowhere near a week's worth of work here, but there's some good money sitting there. That OBS dash is about $800. Those door panels are nice. It's probably $500-600. That Impala steering wheels, probably like $300. The wheels, $500 to $600. Tailgates, a few hundred each. So yeah, there's probably a week's worth of wages there. What do you think?
Hibbity, hibbity, hibbity. That's all, folks.